It feels great to say this again, but welcome back to the good life. That's right, folks. We are finally back. So a lot has changed since we last spoke, and I know it's been ages, but we have a new house, a new garden, and hopefully a bit of a new zing in our step. I'm going to take you through the whole story of everything that's gone on, because trust me, it's been a lot. But one thing that has absolutely not changed is our dream to live a little bit more sustainably and a little bit more simply. And that's even when life throws you a few curveballs. And the last few months, there have definitely been some curveballs. So without further ado, let me show you what we've been getting up to. So as you probably know, if you've been following this channel for any time, we have been trying to move house now. It has taken us just over a year to move house. We started the process in May 2024, and we finally moved in early September this year, 2025. Honestly, it has been a nightmare. I would not recommend our solicitors, their solicitors, anything to anyone else at all. It has been a bit of a nightmare, but we're in, we're fine, we're good. We actually ended up having to spend about 6 months staying with my parents during the week. This is our accommodation. There's a little caravan in my parents' garden, and this is where we stay. I love my parents dearly, and if you're watching, Mum, thank you very much. We love you dearly, honestly. But as you can imagine, as adults, staying with your parents during the week is somewhat tricky. But yeah, it was fine. We had to do it. It was a bit odd because it was like life was on pause. And since around about the beginning of March all the way through to early September when we finally moved in here, it was very much a case of we were being told, yeah, you're probably going to move in a week or so's time. It's probably going to be like 2 weeks or so. And it was a nightmare. Honestly, it was a nightmare. So we've been living in limbo since the last 6 months. But we are finally in, and it is really, really good to be home and to be able to call this home. It's a little bit bittersweet because I really loved our house, our old house. It was the first house that I've ever bought, and it was the first house that me and G ever had together. And now we have this one together, which is a bit odd. It was also an odd one because it was a 90s build, so it was very much like fine. As soon as you moved in, it was fine, like everything worked. This is a 1950s build. And it's been owned, so I'll give you a little bit of a background. This house that we've bought is an ex-council house. So in the UK, for those of you that are not from the UK, our government builds some houses, and like brand new houses are known to be a bit kind of rubbish, but older houses, kind of like the 50s and 60s, that kind of build of houses, they're known to be really solid generally. Obviously you've got your outliers, but generally really solid. So this is kind of like a post-war kind of bog standard council house that you'd find anywhere in the UK. The good thing is that it's a solid build. There's nothing majorly wrong with it. We did have a quick survey of it, so like we know there's nothing majorly wrong with it. We know that it's got like the insulation, the walls are solid, all that kind of stuff, which is what we kind of needed. They've normally got pretty decent gardens, so I think we've got a 50-foot garden roughly, so 50 feet by around about 23 feet. I'll put it properly down here actually what it is, because I did measure it. And then in the front garden we've got not a massive amount of space, but we've got a little bit of garden in the front garden, and it's this size because I need to look at my notes. But yeah, so we've got a lot of scope to do stuff. These houses also, back in the day when they were built, they had a coal shed like attached to them. which has now been turned into a room. It hasn't got any heating, it hasn't got any insulation, but we're calling it our pantry. Or rather, I'm calling it my pantry. G's just kind of like nodding and agreeing, seeing how many jars I have. There's also a little cupboard that I'm calling my appliances cupboard, which is really nice because I didn't realise quite how many kitchen appliances I have now, which is fine. So yeah, this is what we've moved into, which is nice, it's good. The downside is that it's been owned by a landlord for the last probably decade, I think, and it is very, very much a case of what we've been nicknaming landlord specials. So there's a lot of work to be done to the house. Like, the bones of it are solid, but there's a lot of work to be done to the house. There's like some cracking plaster, there's a lot of point work that needs to be done. We've got some windows that need fixing because they're like, the double glazing's gone wrong. There's a few like window handles that are just totally broken. There's a few wonky doors which we need to sort out, a bit odd. The bathroom at some point is gonna basically need ripping out and redoing. We found out that the landlord has siliconed over mold, which was great. So that's something we've got to sort out. We've got a downstairs toilet, which we've never had before, which we want to put in a small sink in there, and also the toilet currently rocks, which is not wonderful when you're sitting down to do your toilet business, to have to sit very still. But yeah, so that's another thing. The kitchen's fine, it's a little bit small, but actually with the pantry and the appliances cupboard, we're not actually finding it too small, which is really good because it's something we were worried about. It's really ugly, so that's down on our list of things to change. And oh yeah, one of the exciting things that were the week that we moved in, so in the UK, when you buy a house, basically the seller signs a document to say that this is working, this is working, this is fine, this is not working, this is included with the sale, this is not included, blah blah blah. So the seller has ticked in that yes, the boiler is included with the sale, and they ticked yes, it's working and it's in good working order, which was the words that they ticked. It wasn't, it got condemned the first week we moved in. So we spent about 10 days without any hot water and no heating, obviously, which is not a problem for when we moved in because it hasn't been cold enough to worry about the heating, but it was a bit like living like Victorians for a little while because we had to take like hot water upstairs to have a wash. But that was a massive expense we weren't expecting to spend out, so we've got to sort that out down the line. But we have got a brand new boiler in, which is really good, so that's working, and it's like a super efficient eco boiler, which is really good. We were going to upgrade the boiler anyway. We were just hoping to wait until spring to do that, but never mind. So we've got that done. Other stuff that we've done, we've had all of our meters changed, so our gas meter and our electric meter, that's been all been upgraded to smart meters so that we can keep tabs on our energy uses. Again, for anyone who's not in the UK, our energy bills are insanely expensive currently, so it's nice to know that we can have the heating on. I don't know when we'll put it on because it's too expensive, but it's nice to know that we can put it on if we want to. Yeah, so we got the boiler done, that was the main thing. We had a small issue where the place to plumb in the washing machine, all the pipe work was, the tap for the pipe was completely dead, basically. It was terrible. So bless him, G has learned how to do some plumbing. He cut a pipe, installed a new tap, and it's working, it's great, and it's not leaking everywhere. So do put down in the comments your congratulations to him, because he is not particularly confident when it comes to like DIY and plumbing and stuff, and he was really worried, but I'm happy to report that it works. He wouldn't let me film it either, just in case it wouldn't work, so we haven't got any footage of that. But that's been done, so we now have hot water. We now have pipes that work for the washing machine. I went to put my dishwasher in because although that seems like a frivolous expense, I genuinely hate washing up. I'm not even very good at it, but I genuinely hate it. So I went to put my dishwasher in and realised that the space for the dishwasher was 55 centimetres across, and my dishwasher was 60 centimeters across. So that was a little job that we had to do. We had to go and basically recycle our dishwasher, which was an old Facebook Marketplaces buy anyway. And then we bought another one on Facebook Marketplaces. So that was really good. I'm a big fan of buying like appliances like that on Facebook Marketplaces or similar places, because at the end of the day, most people chuck out appliances that are in perfectly good working order. And if we can get an appliance for the fraction of the price, I'm happy with that. So that's in, that's working. It's actually a very good dishwasher. Kenwood, very posh. But yeah, that's in, that's working. Very, very pleased about that. So the only other small downsides we've got a leaking radiator that I, in my wisdom, tried to fix with some tape. That didn't work. So I've got the plumber coming this week to turn the radiator, and we can't figure out how to turn the radiator off. Like, that's supposed to be quite easy, but you can't. I just don't even. Plumbing is not our strong point. We're going to try and learn a little bit, but apparently we're not that good at it. So we've got to get the radiator fixed before we can actually put the heating on properly, because it's currently dripping everywhere. We've got a little bowl under it, it's fine. And very soon my internet gets installed, because I have been tethering from my phone, which has been very expensive, but that should be happening very, very soon. So we're happy about that. Apart from that, it's finally beginning to feel a little bit like home, which is strange to say. We're safe, we're working, we're actually finally here, which is nice. And we've met some of our neighbours. Our neighbours are really nice as well, so we're pleased about that. We've just got a lot of work to do in the house. In the house and in the gardens. The garden had not been touched for a year when we moved in, neither of the gardens. In fact, actually, the hour that we moved in, before we could do anything, we needed to go and prune a load of bushes and trees, otherwise you wouldn't be able to get to the front door. So that was fun. And we finally managed to get around to like mowing the lawn and everything, because it's also been raining as well, which has been unhelpful, because it's kind of balancing everything. But yeah, we've got loads and loads of plans going forwards for it though, and we finally feel, we've been in for a few weeks now, and we kind of finally feel that we're getting on top of things rather than catching our tail. So it's been a little bit chaotic to say the least. So that's us all caught up. So what's going to be happening now? So our plan going forward is we are in the position now that we have this house. It's our house. Well, ours and the mortgage companies, mostly the mortgage companies currently, but it's our house. We own it. We can essentially do what we like with it within laws and planning and all that kind of stuff. So what we're intending to do is turn this bog standard British ex-council house into as self-sufficient and as self-reliant as we can do. Now, we both have full-time jobs, and we both don't earn a huge amount of money. Like, we have standardly average, probably slightly below average salaries in the UK. So what our dream is to actually be able to do this on our budget and within our time constraints. And hopefully that can inspire you guys as well, because I know that there's a lot of us in a similar position. We don't have acres of land, neither do we have masses of money to do things. And let's face it, the UK is incredibly expensive for pretty much everything. And there's lots of rules and regulations about everything as well. But yeah, going forward, we're hoping to turn this house into as much of a self-sufficient kind of mini homestead, if you will, kind of that we possibly can do within the constraints that we've got. So hopefully that's going to inspire you as well, because that's kind of what we like to do here, is kind of show you the ups and downs of it, warts and all, just, you know, and hopefully that will give you some inspiration. Over the next few weeks, I've got a little garden tour planned for you, so that'd be quite nice. I can show you around the garden and what it looks like currently. Currently it looks slightly less like a jungle than it did, and hopefully I'm going to be able to show you what the plans are for it going forward. This is all like budget, time and weather at the moment dependent, because we're fully into autumn in the UK. So we were hoping to move in spring, which would have been much better, but it was not to be, and that's okay. We're working with that. Other things that we're hoping to show you, I've got a couple of recipes planned that I'm recording. I've got some other bits and pieces, like just showing you some of the settling in stuff. We've got a lot of DIY bits that we're going to be working on, and hopefully take you along with that, and show you how I'm setting up my pantry. I'm loving my pantry, so happy to have that. So that's going to be something that I'm really, really excited to to share with you as well. So that does actually sound like something that's going to be interesting you. Don't forget the whole subscribe, like, comment, share, all of that kind of stuff. It probably helps the channel, and I hope it helps the channel, and I hope that helps because I want to share this with more people. I don't see enough people with regular houses, regular jobs, regular incomes, that kind of thing, doing this kind of thing. And I think hopefully it's inspirational to see that. And if you have ever wanted to try any of these self-sufficiency projects and bits and pieces on your own, and you don't know where to start, and you're a little bit nervous about starting, you think you've got to have all the stuff, all the gear, all that kind of stuff, then I'm going to invite you to get involved with our newest project. We have been delaying this project for a long time because of the move, but we're hoping to be launching in spring kind of next year, but we're just opening the waiting list at the moment. It's called Grow Make Learn. It's going to be a monthly subscription box and a community, and it is based on those 3 pillars: something to grow, something to make, and lots of things to learn. So if that sounds like something you want to do, it will give you a nice little mini chunks of self-sufficiency. We send you all the stuff that you need, all the information that you need, and then you can join in the whole community while we do it together. It's going to be lovely, and I really can't wait to launch it. I've been so excited about launching it, but then so upset that we had to delay it for so long. But we're hoping to launch it in spring next year. I will pop a little link below if that's something you're interested in, so go and have a look at the waiting list for that one. Join the waiting list, you'll get updates with all of what's going on. But don't worry, if you're not interested in it, that's absolutely fine. This channel is not changing. Our plan is that this channel is very much the kind of like the warts and all. You can follow us along and see whether or not we succeed in doing something, and just see how we're doing it and that kind of stuff. That's what we plan to do with this channel. But over on Grow Make Learn, we're going to be giving you some proper tutorials and some proper like going through stuff, and hopefully lots of projects that we can work on together. So that's the plan. So if you're not interested in that, that's fine. This is not going to change. If you are interested, go and have a look at that, because I think you might actually enjoy it. So I have probably bored you silly so far, but hopefully it's been nice to see us back. G is at work, so he's still camera shy. I'll get him on at some point, but he is loving having his own little house that he can kind of do bits and pieces in. I might even get him on camera occasionally, so you never know. But it's been lovely to have you here. Next week I'm going to be taking you through a nice little garden tour, so do make sure you hang around for that. And other than that, I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.